Inside Beneve Foods, a restaurant in Nairobi's central business district, and one gets the real picture of the impact of measures taken to contain the spread of coronavirus in Kenya.
This is not good because everyone is at home. Taking takeaway, it's also hard. You're telling somebody to take takeaway, he's asking you, where am I going to take it?
A COVID-19 community mobility report conducted by Google indicate that between February the 16th and March 29th, retail chains, restaurants as well as recreational facilities in Kenya registered a 45% drop in visits, while those in South Africa had a 76% drop in visits, 64% drop in Uganda, and 60% reduced mobility in Rwanda as governments enforced strict measures on social distancing. Now, traders are counting their losses.
Even we cannot pay the rent, we cannot pay our staffs. But for now, even some of our staffs are at home. Yeah.
And will you pay them?
No, because even us, we are told if you want to come and work, you take half salary.
The World Bank has warned that growth in sub-Saharan Africa has been hit by the coronavirus pandemic and will fall sharply from 2.4% last year to negative 2.1% to negative 5.1% this year. This, the bank says, is the region's first recession in 25 years.
Knowing that many countries rely on tourism, many countries also rely on export of raw commodities, and then a lot of the African economies rely on imports. So the slowing down in movement of products or the trade routes literally dying up because of the fear of the spread of corona means that the African economies really are operating on the negative side.
With trade value chain disruptions, reduced remittances and massive job losses, the continent is now seeking an initial $100 billion as economic stimulus package, which is expected to rise to $200 billion, according to experts. The African Union has called for bilateral debt relief to both low and middle-income countries.
Debt relief is an instrument that governments have to look for.
Caught between the fast-spreading pandemic and millions of hungry people to feed, some African countries have joined the rest of the world in putting in place movement restrictions. For wealthy countries, it is an easy choice to make on social distancing and locking down economies completely. But for African countries which depend on informal economies, this is a delicate balance between containing the spread of COVID-19 and continuing to provide for the people. A tough choice in a continent where 2/3 of urban employment is in the informal sector.
There's been that realization by government that a lot of our economy is retail, and a lot of it is what we call gig. Gig means short term, like if you're doing some crop work, that's short term, or if you're doing those who do hair salon, it's short term. Those who have restaurants, that's short term. Mechanics, short term. So the gig economy, you cannot copy Europe to say you are creating a lockdown, because we do not have the kind of jobs and job security that people in developed countries have.
And yet, with infections in Africa now just over 15,000, lockdowns are likely to increase and persist, disrupting more livelihoods in the continent. Sarah Kemani, SABC News, Kenya.